And welcome to Business Party Podcast. Uh
I'm
okay.
officially a part of the team.
Yeah.
I like it.
Intro.
It said something about a mic being muted. I was like, what's happening? No, my mic's not muted. But I was gonna say yes, and Mama J is back.
yeah, your mic wasn't muted, and I heard, I was like, oh, and I looked over, and everybody else's but yours was muted. I was like, oh, and so I made sure I clicked it, and then I wanted to make it so that way when we came back, it was gone. But yeah, Mama J is back, Mama J.
Yeah,
I leave you guys for one day.
You leave us for one day, and everybody gets fired.
I know. Right.
How's the hubby?
Yeah,
he's fine, by the way. Thanks for asking.
Told you the prayers worked.
It was my son's birthday, and I actually have to show you guys later. We got a really good shot of him and his poo face in front of his banner that says "Wild One," and it's hilarious.
Poo face.
Poo face?
Oh yeah, you know how babies they have their poop face.
You know, like the Joe Biden thing when he was like this.
Oh, I'm like, wait a minute. She might want to explain that a little bit, just in case some of the babies like, wait a minute, did the baby put poop in his face? And then I thought maybe he was. And then I thought maybe he was wearing a Winnie the Pooh like hat on or something. You're like, yeah, poo face. I was like, there's so many things running through my head when you said that.
No, mine went straight to pooping. Now it's just he's pooping, pooping face.
Yep.
Oh man!
Everyone laughed, and it was a great time.
So the little one is one, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Whole year ago, you were pushing his big head out.
Yeah, time flies in that first year too. Actually,
time flies in the first 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we moved in between there too, so it's been a really fast but slow year at the same time.
Right.
Anyway, but I know you guys missed me so much.
Yeah, we did. It was a free for all. We were just yelling we were just yelling out words.
I was watching it back, being like, I leave you guys for one day. One day.
I told you.
Crazy.
I told you. This is why I begged you. This is why it was a beg to come to help us, because to join us, not help us, but yeah, both. Because it was just like we were like, oh yeah, Mama J's not here. Okay. Mom's not here. Mom's not here. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's get Don Lemon fired. Go.
Well, yeah.
That
speaking
was
of
crazy.
Yeah. It's pretty wild how things happen, and I don't know. I don't know if it goes into it in the article, but like how things like kind of rolled out too. Like whatever he did, and then he put out his little statement. Then they fire back with saying, "Well, that's not true." So
yeah. I mean, it's listen. I'm going to blame us along with Vivek Ramaswamy, because he was the one who was going against Don, and then we just happened to point out how his co-host didn't give a shit about what they were saying and how uncomfortable she looked, and how at one point she picked up her phone and was just like, I'm not participating in this. And I heard somebody make a good point. Like, why are you on TV? Why is anybody on TV angry? Like, I love doing this. Like, and we don't get paid. Like, I love just doing this. Like, if you're getting paid, why wouldn't you love to do that? Why would you argue with somebody and get angry with somebody and just come from a place of like hate and anger for it? Right. Well, you don't know what it's like to be like, I said on Sunday, you're a millionaire with a white husband, and you can say whatever you want. Like, I don't understand this being held back thing,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
It baffles me. Like, why do the job? If you're going to be unhappy and just tell everybody how much they stink and everything like that, why have a job? I'd be happy to be just like, hey, we got this guy on. Let's talk about it. Maybe, we'll have a discussion about it. But, why so angry? Why are you so angry, Don?
Well, yeah,
because he's sitting in the middle of those two bitches. Of course he's angry.
Right. Well, I guess that's what a lot of people are saying. Like, kind of started his the parting ways thing, was him all saying that what's her name, was Pastor
Poppy?
Prime.
Oh, when he was talking about Poppy Harlow, was it?
No,
No, Nikki
Or-
Haley.
Nikki Haley. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah,
this is
he's-
a little bit of the CNN business. Don Lemon and CNN part ways. I'm pretty sure everyone's already heard about it, but I don't know if they had like whatever he said and whatever else, but it just kind of goes into oh yeah, here it is. He said, "I am stunned," Lemon said, arguing that management did not have the decency to inform him of his firing directly. At no time was I ever given an indication that I would not be able to continue to do the work I have loved at the network, Lemon said. And yeah, I guess, yeah, mind you, he worked there for 17 years. But CNN rebutted, calling his version of events inaccurate. He was offered an opportunity to meet with management, but instead released a statement on Twitter. The network said in the statement. So he just went off like a little kid, basically.
Yeah.
So does nobody else see the irony in it? Is that he lied about his firing? He just lied. That's all he does is just lie.
Right. Yeah.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think it's like rain?
Right.
Like,
Well,
Well,
like the
he was
other
going
side.
down the toilet when they got rid of his show.
Right.
oh
And
yeah.
then he got moved to the daytime.
Right. Well, and like the other side of it is Tucker getting let go. And like you were just saying a little bit ago, bashing on people about things. That's kind of what people are saying, like why he might have got let go, because that speech that he had where he kind of had some little bit of like religious aspects of what he was talking about, but also bashing the media again, like people that he works with and other stuff like that. So people like Rupert Murdoch wasn't really having that anymore, you know?
Well, I mean, there's so many different things that I heard. It's supposedly Murdoch's girlfriend or ex fiance or something like that brought out the Bible when him and Tucker were out on the Hamptons or something like that, and he didn't like that,
Right.
so he ended up like calling off the engagement, and he didn't like that Tucker was doing that. But also,
Right.
people are saying that supposedly he's still on contract for another 18 months.
Who, Tucker?
Yeah. Do the
Yeah,
math.
That
Yeah.
would be bad.
And
Do the math.
also, another thing is a lot of people make good points on that. There's probably other lawsuits coming down the pipes, and like they kind of don't want like, which I'm sure is still probably going to come out. You never know, but emails and like texts and stuff like that, they kind of want that shit private. So that was, I guess, another reason to let him go, because Tucker's he's gonna talk about it anyways now. So I don't know what the exact reasons would be, but it could have been an amalgamation of things too.
Well, it
Has
also
he-
Good.
real quick, has he come out and said anything yet?
I don't think he has.
No.
I know People Magazine got a snapshot of him and his wife on a golf cart.
And a golf
Oh.
cart and him just laughing.
Yeah.
But
That's
it is funny because like everybody is all bagging on Tucker Carlson because Tucker Carlson can go and do something. What's Don Lemon gonna do now? Be a professor at Harvard with his fucking potato sack buddy, Brian
Right, I
Stelter?
know. Like I'm waiting for Tucker to like sign with Rumble or something. Like, the fucking amount of people he could draw to over there, like at least 1 million or so, like within a day, just boom over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing. Like, and Tucker built a studio in his house in Maine.
Right.
Like that's the difference.
Yeah.
And Don Lemon did nothing. He just thought his job was safe because he was a black man on CNN.
Right.
And he had nothing. And Cuomo thought he was safe too.
Though.
Oh God, was he? Oh God. At the end of that interview, did you see that interview? The whole thing? At the end, he's just like
he's so mean.
What, the
let's
Civic
move
one?
Let's move on. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's just move on. And it was just like you're so dismissive. And I guess that's what happens when you have a job like that and you just think that you're number one and you think that you can't get fired for anything.
True.
Well, didn't you know when you're that famous, you can touch anybody's pee-pee? That's what happens, and he did.
I saw someone go, Don Lemon's now gonna ask for a job as a waiter.
Yeah.
But you guys remember he's got like those lawsuits for him like sexually harassing that guy at the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's listen,
That famous.
you let you grab him. especially when you're drunk.
But then grab his dick and twist it. Twist his dick.
Twist it, bop it, turn it,
God.
bop it, turn it.
Pull it, stick it, you know.
Suck it. What?
Now we're getting in the pay extra territory.
But yeah, also I think Roger Ailes is trying to maybe sell Fox News also, and one of his sons, from what I hear, one of his sons is a fan of Tucker and the other one is not a fan of Tucker. One's more Fox News, one's more CNN.
Yeah.
So he might be trying to sell Fox News or whatnot. Or I mean, CNN's shaking it up. They want to become more center right, you know, come a little more to the center, and Fox probably wants to do the same thing.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so I don't.
Well, I mean, I think that, and people are talking about like sponsors and like how Tucker doesn't have like some of the sponsors have gone away and things like that. But I think, you know, those little clips that you would saw from his Full Send podcast appearance says a lot about how he's like disillusioned by the whole media as it is, you know. So
Yeah.
I mean, everything that he's done this past year has been almost like the opposite of the narrative in which Fox was kind of going, especially when it came to January 6th, and like they stomped that out real quick, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think Tucker talked about Dominion and like the election as much as like a Maria Bartiromo or other people, but
Say her name again.
no.
Come on, I want to hear it again.
Bartiromo.
Here's something that I want to share. Speaking of all of this media, the American empire and its media and who it's owned by now. I know there might be.
Get closer on that at all?
I'm trying to figure out if I can. It's a good question.
It should be on the top corner, the three little dots, and you click on that, and it should give you
Zoom. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. How's that?
There you go.
Yes.
Okay. Now the thing is, a lot of people probably that listen to this now have heard of these people, the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, and Bilderberg meetings, the Bilderberg Group. Those are all the people that want the globalist shit going on. And look at all like the stuff that connects with other things that like it's all we're being fed is the propaganda. And remember what happened under Obama, the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act, allowing propaganda to be fed to the American public. So we have to realize no matter who we're listening to, they're getting fucking paid from either side. Now, that's not to say that they're telling them what they are going to say, but it tells them what they probably aren't allowed to say sometimes. Or, I mean, like Fox, like, come on, whenever Newt Gingrich brought up George Soros, didn't he get stomped out? That's controlled opposition.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, even Tucker was saying that, shoot, I forgot what they were saying. Tucker was going against, like you said, the January 6th narrative, and you know they just wanted to they put a kibosh on it. Yeah, you know, and he was telling people, well, you know, that's not how you know, but they want us fighting, and I love, but I love the fact that everybody just goes, "What do you listen to Fox News?" That's one. There's one news station compared to every other single news station, and what do you got? CNN, MSNBC, and blah blah blah, and you can rattle them all off. What do you got?
Yeah,
Fox News.
Like Fox I mean, like I know I've even said that I don't tend to listen to it sometimes, but I will every once in a while listen to like ABC or CNN or some shit just to catch and see what the other side is every once in a while. And I mean, sometimes they may have a point or two, but it's like. It's just the opposite side going haywire on the other side. It's all for division. It doesn't just give you the facts and let you decide what it should be the way media should be. That's the problem, you know, like.
Yeah.
Did you see the last? I'm sorry. Did you see the last video I did about whatchamacallit, that the lady from the suing the thing went to the Supreme Court because she sued a company because they didn't have anything on the website that stated, shoot, let me try to bring it up.
By the way, anybody, hold on. Yeah, let me bring this back up again. Anybody that wants to look for this, the American Media and Its Empire, that's on Swiss Policy Research .org, SP or SWPRS.org.
What were you gonna say?
Pretty good place.
Jack?
Oh, I was just gonna say it's just kind of like there's a script going on that, you know, because you have the narratives or whatever, and Tucker was the one that was going against the grain of what the, you know, opposing narrative to like the CNNs were. Like CNN has their narrative, Fox News had their narrative, and Tucker came in and he was just like, well, okay, that's a little bit of it, but like let's go a level deeper. I know I've talked to Scott about this a lot, like how you'll see people and they'll be talking about something and then they stop at a point and you're like, no, if you just go one level deeper, then like, but that's what it felt like with Fox News, that they would go to some point and they won't go past that like Rubicon, like they won't do it. And all they need to do is just that one level and like everything would be.
But they want to skirt. They want to skirt the line. They don't want to be like, you know, they don't want to go all the way for the most part. I mean, as much as everybody's like, oh, you do it, like they don't go that far. Like,
no, they don't.
They don't, like, they don't take it where it could be. Yeah, some of them are like, yeah, you know, maybe Trump was right. Like, but they don't go like in depth. But this is what I was talking about. This came from, let me see if I can. I'll do the Boston. This is what they said on the actual Boston Globe's TikTok account.
Kimberly, this can't be accurate, right? The United States Supreme Court is hearing a case that could strip rights away from disabled Americans?
Yes, it actually is true. The court decided to put on its docket for the term that begins in October a case that could really gut the Americans for Disabilities Act. If you recall, this was an act that was passed with strong bipartisan support. But the way this act works is it's not just enforced by federal authorities, but also by individuals often with disabilities who bring suit against public accommodation businesses, things like hotels and restaurants, if they are not compliant with the ADA. Because the federal government can't be everywhere, and empowering individuals to enforce this act is often the only way that these businesses adhere to the law. But what the court could decide is that these individuals don't have something called standing, meaning the right to bring these cases in court at all.
So it's gonna take away the rights of people with disabilities. Okay.
And the fact that she said standing has me giggling so hard inside right now.
I didn't even get that until you just said it. Listen, some of them can walk.
I know.
Supreme Court is hearing a case.
So, all right. So this is what this was my response, because I went and looked it up because I saw a couple other people was saying this, like, how could they do this? Blah, 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 blah. But once again, it's called reading, and it's really simple. And it didn't take me that much. I just put the lady's name in Supreme Court, and it was like the first or second article.
That could strip rights away from disabled Americans.
When are people going to just stop listening and read and actually do the work? You could pause to read it. But it says disabilities withstanding to sue businesses under the ADA if they have no intention of actually visiting the establishment. If they have no intention of actually visiting the establishment. Furthermore, it just says Loeffler, a Florida resident who has a vision impairment and uses a cane or a wheelchair, sued Atchison Hotels allegedly that the website of the Coast Village Inn and Cottage in Wells, Maine, did not offer adequate information about accommodations for people with disabilities as required under the ADA. It's not going to strip anything. If anything, it gives more credence for people to sue. She's filed 600 federal lawsuits since 600 since 2018.
Damn.
It's okay, Jackie. That's a lot. We get it.
No, so is it this person is like suing people because on their website it doesn't have like if they're ADA compliant or something or what have you?
That's basically it.
All you have to do is call. If you don't know, hey, do you guys take pets and you don't know, to call. Like,
right.
But yeah, but this is what they said was going to strip everything, but it just against hotel operators making similar allegations. Lower courts have differed on whether self-appointed ADA testers. That's what she is. And by the way, I know
she's like auditing like these hotels.
Okay.
And just to see the website, she lives in Florida. She has no intention on going to this place in Maine. So like she literally, and so
28.
Is she looking for like monetary compensation with these lawsuits?
Yes.
Okay.
And here, and whatchamacallit? So uninjured plaintiffs, because I don't want to hear my voice on that thing. Lob ADA lawsuits questionable merits while using the threat of attorney fees to extract settlements payments, where lawsuits have burdened small businesses, clogged the judicial system, and undermined the executive branch's authority to enforce federal law. In response, law firm's attorney agreed in the court papers that the Supreme Court should review the matter, given the differing opinions from the lower court. But Loeffler argued that she and other testers serve an important public good in the face of countless businesses who remain out of compliance with the ADA more than 30 years after it took effect. Without civil rights advocates such as this plaintiff, there would be no enforcement of the ADA. So yeah, she wants money.
Yeah.
All right, here. Okay, I can understand like if you want to be an activist for like ADA compliance and just I don't know, instead of suing these people, just letting them know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, hey, by the way, I just want to let you know that you're not ADA compliant. So, like, if so and so has this disability or whatever, you know, you could be held liable. Like, actually being a good person and a citizen and being like, hey, like, but no, it's like, I'm going to sue you for money for it. Because I'll say this, I've been watching some audits that have been going on. There's this guy, Long Island Audit, who's really good. And someone else who's been reviewing audits is That Surprise Witness. Love her. She does a lot of stuff on her. I talk about her all the time. Anyway, so they follow these people that do audits on like different compliance in like courthouses and stuff. And you'd be surprised at how assholey people can be when it comes to people.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh no.
There's one like right down the road from like in the town over from me that was really bad. Like that they like the people in the courthouse literally like tackled and arrested a blind guy because he was using a phone as part of his equipment. And like
I bet you didn't see that coming.
I know. I knew you were gonna.
I was trying to beat you to it. I was trying to beat you to it.
I was just gonna let it slide, but I had a feeling you were gonna say it.
Yeah, no. Listen, there's a lot of shitty people who do a lot of shitty things, and that's what I try to. You try to get that out there, and that's another thing that I love about this is we try to let everybody know. Stop listening to everybody else. Do your own shit. Yeah. Even us. We're just here to tell you something. And if we're wrong, we're wrong. But if we can get you to just go, oh, maybe look, let me look that up. Then you'll be more informed.
Right.
You know, but there's a lot of shitty people. I mean, but there's a lot of people who, I don't like the audit of the police. You ever see those guys that audit cops?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll go and they'll start, messing with cops and like, oh, you're not in compliance with blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I don't mind them doing that because they should. That's their, the cops should have someone to check them.
For.
Yeah.
Right.
But when you're there and you're like, I know my rights. You can't do this.
Right.
Then
don't be an asshole about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at least let the cop give you a reason to be an asshole. If the cop is a shitty cop, then I mean, give him a little bit of attitude, but you don't make yourself look good when you start the filming and you're like, I could be here. I'm allowed to be like, dude, just fucking
Yeah,
relax.
yeah.
You'd get more people on your side if you just,
You make
if
me
you
want to
just
not defend your rights whenever you start acting like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's
That's
what,
why I like the Long Island audit dude, because he's very like chill the whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, with this lady though, like I think it really does need to go, because if she's not going to that place at all, like she's got no like how does she have standing in any of these lawsuits when it's like she has no intention to go?
No, I had to again. Oh, I had to again. It's just the fact that it's about a disability case.
Because she says she does. It says she does use a wheelchair and a cane, and just like, it's pretty hard, I guess.
But yeah, like how it like if you never plan on going there, that it really is just kind of dumb. I don't know.
It is,
Yeah.
and like Jackie said, it's like, just call them if that's what you want to be your job. Then just call them and go, hey, you're not compliant.
Right.
Let's not do this or whatnot. Be in compliance. I don't want to have to, at least give them a chance. I don't want to have to go and do this and call the government or whatever on you. But that's not what she's just going straight to a lawsuit and just suing. And it's a lot. It's mom and pop shops. It's not like, she's not going to the Hyatt because the Hyatt can afford it.
These are she went to actually do some damage to.
600.
Yeah.
600.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a lot.
Who pissed in her Wheaties? Seriously.
It's
everybody.
God.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know. I mean, that could lead us into the other story we could talk about.
Yeah, which one?
I know the second we start talking about it, it's a good segue.
Well, I mean, speaking of disabilities, do you have it?
Speaking of standing?
Yeah. Speaking of standing, is this girl gonna be able to stand?
Oh boy.
I don't know, because she does have leg braces. Barbie debuts first doll with Down syndrome to counter social stigma through play. That's not even stigmatized. Like it's just and it doesn't even look like she has Down syndrome.
It looks like Forrest and Jenny had a girl, and she needs braces. Jenny, is she like her daddy?
Yeah,
like she has braces.
Apparently,
but that's.
Barbie is making history.
It's only $11.
Yeah,
that's so fun. That's so messed up. Like $11. Like, aren't they like $40?
Well, here's another weird thing.
God.
Like, isn't it? It's with like the super diverse cult, like too. I don't.
Is that Jazz Jennings?
Which, right there,
the redheaded one, all the way at the end.
Over here, maybe.
Oh my god.
NDSS empowers individuals with Down syndrome and their families by providing resources, driving policy changes, and engaging the local communities. Mattel added NDSS guidance and real-world experiences inform the design process for the start to finish, including the doll sculpt, clothing, accessories, and packaging. Really? What needs to be in the packaging?
The close partnership ensured the Barbie teens celebrated individuals with Down syndrome through a doll that would immediately connect with the community by looking like it does not have any of that wrong with it at all.
Oh my! So okay, I actually found that article on I found the article on Instagram, and the comments.
I want to see the comments. I want to see the comments.
That's why I named it Tarbie today, because I heard that actually on Drinking Bros.
All right, I can't. All right, like so, like some they're just crazy. It's like some of
is it made with extra plastic? You know, the extra chromosome.
Oh my gosh, that's so.
It's a solid chunk of plastic. It's not fucking hollow.
Well, no. So like people are like, that looks like a normal Barbie to me, and then another person's like, sadly, she she doesn't look like what you're selling. Like
No, it did. Like she just kind of has caveman face a little bit. She doesn't she doesn't look like a dad. Ah! Goddamn. That would have been a little more accurate.
oh my god. There's another person who's like, that's why I said to you guys, like, why the leg braces? Like, so it's like, but why leg braces? That's not an indication of Down syndrome.
No,
my cousin had Down syndrome, and he didn't have. Like, he had the strongest legs I've ever.
like
Dude.
They did make it straight up like Forrest Gump, fucking Barbie. Like that's Forrest Gump's sister. Like they had like whenever you think of leg braces, they were like I think of the '60s and shit, like the '50s and '60s.
Yeah,
like, what happened?
That doesn't like my cousin had Down syndrome. He didn't need leg braces. That motherfucker needed like a cage match because he was always trying to wrestle people, and he was strong as fuck. Like this dude was just like, and he was like.
Is
that extra chromosome? I mean, it was. Listen, and the dude was always he had a fat stomach, so he'd rub his stomach, and we go, Franklin, what you got in there? He goes, puppies. I go, how many you got? He goes,
oh wow,
3.
That's hilarious.
He go, you got 3 puppies in there? And he used to try to kiss everybody on the lips too. And he had a fat ass tongue that was all chewed up, and he would lick you in the face with it. And it's like, Franklin, he go, Frank, you don't do that. You know that you're not supposed to do that. And it's like, I mean, listen, I especially for me coming from, having a person with Down syndrome in my family, I love the dude, and he's passed away now. He's been passed away for a couple of years, and he was the best. He was the best cousin in the world. But come on, that's not what someone with Down syndrome looks like. No. I mean, if you're gonna make it, at least make it the way it's supposed to be. I mean, would you make a black Barbie cream colored or white and call it a black Barbie? No, you're gonna make it. I mean, they made they made a dude with one leg. Did they put like a real, like a fake leg and pretend like it? No, I mean it's plastic anyway. Right, but
we got amputee Barbie now, and
yeah, I mean, come on, like it's why didn't it make the character from Family Guy that Chris dated?
I don't remember that. I don't know.
Is that Cecil?
Well, like what were you were saying, Jackie, a little bit earlier? You were kind of going into like it's almost like a little bit like offensive to them or like downgrading.
Well, I mean, it's interesting that they actually worked with the NDSS on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, honestly, I don't know. I looked at it, I was like, well, it just doesn't. I don't understand the leg braces.
Listen,
I just don't get it.
Yeah. Like me with pronouns and all that shit. I'm like, I just don't get it.
I don't. Yeah. It like, listen, if you're going to do it.
I used to work with Down syndrome kids like in high school and stuff. And, did like Special Olympics and everything, and I swear to you, like there's only probably maybe 3 or 4 people that I've ever seen that had Down syndrome that actually had like braces. So that's why it was for me. I was just like, they're pretty much normal people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like putting what's his face, Johnny Knoxville in The Ringer, and just saying that he had Down syndrome. It's like, wait a minute, what are we doing? What? Right. No, you think he's gonna do with everybody else that's there? I mean, even the people who didn't have it looked more like they had it. And Knoxville was just like, you really? Like,
yeah.
But I don't. When the hell do we get ice cream?
Yeah, that's the best.
That's the best one.
I know. Like I'm like, you picked it up in broad daylight and you scratched it. It's such a fun movie.
It's so great. I bought it on DVD because I know it's not going to be around for long.
Right.
I know.
No.
When the fuck do we get ice cream? He just pops his head. Oh man, that movie is just so great. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know because in the same token, it's like, do you really want kids with Down syndrome to look at a doll that has Down syndrome, and I don't know. I don't even know what.
Honest to God, if you weren't told that
Yeah.
was a Down syndrome doll, you wouldn't
Right.
even think
Mhm.
it. So
Yeah.
I think that is with like all these dolls, like kids themselves don't care.
No, they just
Mm-mm.
want to play with the
Care about
doll.
the yeah.
It's virtual signaling to adults. That's all it is. Like, oh,
Yeah.
look, there's a doll for my child who's got Down syndrome. I want to make so many jokes right now, and I'm just trying to hold back because I don't want to be mean.
Oh, I've already tried to think of 3 that I
I've-
want to try to like water down to so I can say
Listen,
'em.
why are you celebrating the fact that your womb is broken? I just don't understand that. Why are you celebrating also the fact that you're getting pregnant at 51? Like, I
Well,
don't
like a kid is really like, you know what? I want a doll that's just like me, right down to the disability. Like, no, I don't think so. I don't think
The
the kid
poor
wants
kid-
that.
One
Like the
person
poor
in
kid
the
wants to-
comments. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I just want like the poor kid just wants to be reminded of what's wrong with him.
Yeah.
yeah. And there's a kid in a wheelchair. That's great. I'm in a wheelchair. Oh, look, it's just like you. Like what? It's like when we watch sports. It's like, yeah, racism's bad. It's like we just want to watch a sport where 2 people just mash each other. I don't want real life problems in my sports or my games.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, guys, let the kids play. Okay, have a black one, have a white one, have an Indian one.
Like I don't know. Like that's kind of falls on that lines of like, if people say like, Jesus died on the cross. Do you think when he comes back, he wants to see that shit everywhere? You guys are wearing it around your neck. Like he's gonna be like, what? Do you think I really want to see that? I mean, it's a good point. Maybe he doesn't.
There's a picture of Jesus being nailed on the cross on your wall, and he's just like, really?
Yeah, really?
That's how would you feel?
You know how much pain that was?
The worst day of my life.
Thanks for bringing that back up. I really appreciate it, guys.
Look, I know I had to do it, and I knew I was gonna come back. But do you think I want to see it? Come on.
You know how much those fucking crowns hurt? That fucking thorns in my head. Couldn't fucking see. I was blinded by the blood of my own, and I did that for you fucks.
Yeah, exactly. Now you guys are celebrating it.
Now you guys are throwing it just in my face. Like listen, I do. Just let the kids play with dolls. Like it doesn't. It's like when somebody. It's like when a deaf person gets mad because of something you said. It's like, who fucking told them? Who the fuck told the dead person
They're
to
gonna
be
make a
mad at
deaf
this?
doll now, where its hands are like this all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought that was Jewish.
I don't know.
Oy vey.
No, right.
But it's just, yeah, exactly. It's like, look, it's got hearing aids just like me. Like what's next?
Like a Barbie with manic depression.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Her
god.
groceries, pill bottles.
Yeah, pill bottles, bags under its eyes, a blanket and shit that it always holds on to.
Always in their pajamas.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, wait a minute. They do have a bipolar Barbie on TikTok.
No.
Hold on.
Like a
Bipolar
real Barbie?
Oh man. Bipolar Barbie, that's Britney Spears.
Oh Jesus.
Sorry, I had to. I know she's fucked up with it.
You need to watch. There's a documentary from Liz Crokin on Britney Spears called Slave Princess. It's very good. It talks about celebrities and how they get put in like conservatorships and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting because that same shit's going on with Bam Margera right now.
In the fuck.
Knock my ass like a drum. Hold on, Cupcake. People are so quick to assume that I smoke because I have a hot voice. Sue me.
It's a Britney Spears song.
And this thing has
Oh my God,
208.
that's so
and this is the
creepy.
second account. The first account has it got banned, but it was close to 1 million.
Sorry if you don't
It's
mind.
creepy. I don't like
Yeah.
Borrow
I
some
don't
more
like
toilet
that
paper
at all.
Listen, wait.
because I really made up a mess in there.
What the fuck?
Sorry for blowing up
It's so weird.
It's okay. I will clean it up. But I need like
Whoa.
1 roll of toilet paper, 4 towels, a bucket of water, and a plunger. And glass cleaner. Thank you.
That's bipolar Barbie right there.
Don't like it.
And this girl, I think this girl's like 20 years old or something like that does that. It's
That's super weird.
It's got its own
Cult?
yeah, it's got its own clothing line and everything like that. Could you imagine you see some it's got its own clothing line with its face. Could you imagine walking out into the mall or something and seeing somebody with that on their shirt?
Yeah.
That is an instant walk on the other side of them because they could snap at any time.
I don't like it.
Excuse me.
I don't like
I
it.
don't like it. It gives me the creeps because I have that weird door right behind me.
Mhm.
See it in the background.
Now you're gonna hear in the background like,
Hey, I made a mess in your bathroom. I blew up the toilet. But yeah, and she's got a song. It's got a song out. It's called "Girl Like Me." It's called "Girl Like Me."
you know what that reminds me of? You remember Rugrats? What was the
Angelica's doll.
Yeah, Angelica's doll, but like brought to life.
Cynthia.
Yeah,
Cynthia.
Cynthia has a TikTok now.
That's basically what it.
And it
So-
sounds like she smokes like 2 packs a day.
Yeah.
That's not even the worst part about it. I got to bring it back up
The
though.
face, it's like this weird like kiss, but like was melting in the sun, like
Mhm.
face. Ugh.
But that's not even. Hold on. Gosh.
Like Gene Simmons decided to be a woman type thing.
There's a girl.
There's a boy.
Sometimes, not all the time. This girl
Whoa.
imitates it.
No.
Bitch, can I please have one
No.
snack? Listen, it's what?
No, I said no. No. The answer is no.
That's weird.
Jess, what are you doing? Jess Berlin!
It's got the crunch.
Absolutely not. Give it
It's
back.
not cut.
Give me the snack.
You know that rhymed.
They're weird.
Could you imagine coming home and your wife or girlfriend is on the floor in this makeup?
No, Nick, this relationship is over.
It's like, honey, you really need to stop drinking.
Yeah. No more internet for you.
No more Prosecco for you at 8 in the morning. Sorry, babe.
I don't know why. It just creeps me out so much.
Like zombie babies for for Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The whole doll thing is just.
I think Davey just killed himself with his vaporizer. Like, ouch.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I could never do those. Vaporizers always make my lungs feel weird. I don't know.
Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes it just makes me just like, you know. Oh my god! But yeah, dolls are creepy in general.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, they are.
Yes.
But you know, oh, man.
Did you hear about the?
Did you hear about the dickless man? He came out of nowhere.
Speaking of creepy and probably dickless man, Joe Biden decides he's running 2024.
God.
Speaking have to play the video.
Speaking of puppets,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to play his announcement video because, like, it's trying to imitate, like,
Life.
the Dan Scavino, like, Trump stuff.
Yeah.
Really funny.
Yeah.
And infuriating. Hold on. Do you want me
Yeah,
to
if you
find the
want to, you
video?
can. Yeah, if you want to, you can pull up that video. I just wanted to
Okay.
at least show the article, and yeah, I listened to some of it, but it's like weird how he would do it like that instead of like actually coming out and out. Well, I mean, it's not weird, but it is weird because the sign of the times we live in, the way that he's going to handle shit again. He was already saying that he's not
Yeah.
going to fucking debate.
Well, okay, so Andrew Wilkow even said, he's like, yeah, I like how in like the dead of night, when no one's paying attention, around no one, no crowd, he announces that he's running again for president. But so here's his announcement video, his campaign launch video.
This bag of wind.
He's acting like this is 9/11.
Freedom, personal freedom, is fundamental to who we are as Americans. There's nothing more important, nothing more sacred. That's been the work of my first term, to fight for our democracy. This shouldn't be a red or blue issue. To protect our rights, to make sure that everyone in this country is treated equally and that everyone is given a fair shot at making it. But you know, around the country, MAGA extremists are lining up to take on those bedrock freedoms, cutting Social Security that you paid for your entire life, while cutting taxes from the
Got a
very
real
wealthy,
punchable face.
dictating what healthcare decisions women can make, banning books, and telling
I
people
hate
who
this
they can love,
stupid narrative.
all while making it more difficult for you to be able to vote.
This fucking twat.
When I ran for president 4 years ago, I said we're in a battle for the soul of America, and we still are. The question we're facing is whether in the years ahead we have more freedom or less freedom, more
Less.
rights or fewer. I know what I want the answer to be, and I think you do too. This is not a time to be complacent.
It's like, this is the time to fuck everything up.
That's why I'm running for re-election,
All right.
because I know America.
Do you want to watch the rest? I'm not very.
I can't wait till he
You wanna
says
see it?
he wants to get the what? He wants to get the job done. Yeah, he wants to finish this off. Is what he wants to fucking do. He wants to completely kill. Hey, scroll down. See if comments are on. Oh, look, yeah.
That's the most times I've seen Kamala Harris ever.
Right? Yeah, all right, let's see some of these comments. This might be good. I've been poisoned too much by AI videos, man. I half expected this to be cut with Trump calling him Sleepy Joe and get back to on the server. Yeah, I can't wait to see him in a debate. Yeah, that's not even happening, homie.
The guy who wanted to enforce an employer-mandated vaccine is talking about freedom. Are you kidding me?
Right.
It's nice that he was able to have every single person that showed up at his rallies all to fit in a 3-minute video.
True.
Yeah. When you need a jump cut, a single sentence, that's honesty. Joe Hairy Legs Biden.
Yeah, that's
Brandon
hilarious.
Biden.
I say that's hilarious that President Trump posted a campaign 2 hours ago on YouTube that has tripled the views of Biden's official announcement has in 2 days.
Yeah. Looks like they'll redefine the word freedom.
Right.
I can't believe they allowed comments. I got 2 words made in America. Reading these comments gives me hope for this cut for our country. Of course, nobody likes him. Like, I don't understand.
I know.
Nobody likes him. And
This comment section should be reserved for history. Yes. I'm so happy that they let the comments on this.
Through it.
Why did Biden announce the big news through an edited video instead of in person? Because he's not leaving his fucking basement.
Because he's a bitch.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna get through it. Protect our rights. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure what job you want to finish.
Yeah, we're good now.
Please don't. You've done quite enough already.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that.
Yeah, I mean they said it in the they asked him today in the in when he was talking with South Korea, and they did that thing in the garden, and they said if you keep telling everybody watch me, but 70% of the Democrat Party says they don't want you to run. And then he went on about polls and this and that, and how polls don't really tell the true tale, and blah 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 blah. Yet polls did the true tale when when you were running last time. All the polls have me up. Come on. By the way, Tucker Carlson finally spoke 45 minutes ago.
Oh, did he?
He did?
Yeah.
We should do that. Breaking news. Fucking what would it be? Tucker has spoken. Don't double it. There we go. Sorry.
One of the first things you realize when you step outside the noise for a few days is how many genuinely nice people there are in this country. Kind and decent people who really care about what's true, and a bunch of hilarious people also. A lot of those. It's got to be the majority of the population, even now. So that's heartening. The other thing you notice when you take a little time off is how unbelievably stupid most of the debates you see on television are. They're completely irrelevant. They mean nothing. In 5 years, we won't even remember that we had them. Trust me, as someone who's participated. And yet at the same time, and this is the amazing thing, the undeniably big topics, the ones that will define our future, get virtually no discussion at all. War, civil liberties, emerging science, demographic change, corporate power, natural resources. When was the last time you heard a legitimate debate about any of those issues? It's been a long time. Debates like that are not permitted in American media. Both political parties and their donors have reached consensus on what benefits them, and they actively collude to shut down any conversation about it. Suddenly, the United States looks very much like a one-party state. That's a depressing realization, but it's not permanent. Our current orthodoxies won't last. They're brain dead. Nobody actually believes them. Hardly anyone's life is improved by them. This moment is too inherently ridiculous to continue, and so it won't. The people in charge know this. That's why they're hysterical and aggressive. They're afraid. They've given up persuasion. They're resorting to force. But it won't work. When honest people say what's true, calmly and without embarrassment, they become powerful. At the same time, the liars who've been trying to silence them shrink, and they become weaker. That's the iron law of the universe. True things prevail. Where can you still find Americans saying true things? There aren't many places left, but there are some, and that's enough. As long as you can hear the words, there is hope. See you soon.
Woo! 4.1 million views in 45 minutes.
Yeah, everybody was waiting for him to say something.
That's crazy.
45 minutes, 4.1 million views.
That was probably the most professional way to have a response after that.
Middle finger.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was classy. It was a classy finger.
Stay classy, Tucker.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself, Fox News.
Right.
Is what he should have said. What? All right. Well, let's see if this works.
My penis back and I buried it in your ass.
Oh my god.
Get this guy some hard AF seltzer, baby. Hard AF seltzer. We love you guys. Remember that.
Hell yeah. Hey, at least he's asking nicely.
Yeah. He said, "Can I?"
But,
my!
Now after some of that, let's hear a little bit of now that we know Dirtbag's running, let's hear a little bit of what Trump has to say in some of his release. Probably not the whole thing, but some of it.
You could take the 5 worst presidents in American history and put them together, and they would not have done the
Lincoln.
Joe Biden has done to our nation in just a few short years. Not even close. Thanks to Joe Biden's socialist spending calamity, American families are being decimated by the worst inflation in half a century. Banks are failing, our currency is crashing, and the dollar will soon no longer be the world standard, which will be our greatest defeat in over 200 years. Real wages have been falling 24 months in a row. In other words, under Biden, workers have gotten a pay cut each and every month for 2 straight years. We have surrendered our energy independence, just like.
It's like, man, we already know a bunch of that. Like, I kind of want to hear some solutions.
He's
You
got
know?
none. He doesn't really say anything. He just, he kind of recaps the last 2 years for
Right.
the most part. Take this off. I keep hitting the
surrendered in
mic.
Afghanistan, which we had just a short time ago, and the price of gasoline just hit a 5-month high, and it's going much higher than that. Under my leadership, we had the most secure border in U.S. history by far. Never had a border like this. Under Biden, the southern border has been abolished, and millions of illegal aliens have been released into our communities. What's happening now is beyond belief. They're coming in from mental institutions and prisons. They're all being emptied. They're being dumped into the United States of America. Many of these people are very dangerous. They're being dumped. We're like a dumping ground. Our cities have been overrun with homelessness.
Yeah, we're like a dumping ground.
That was pretty good.
Dump.
Big dumping ground.
And I
Taking
should know
number
I've
2.
seen the finest of dumping grounds.
I've been to Cleveland and seen a bunch of steamers.
Yeah. And that's the top of the line dumping ground.
Ask the Russian hookers.
Violent criminals who are being released from jail in mass with no retribution whatsoever, while law enforcement is weaponized against law-abiding conservatives or Republicans or people they just don't like. Our children are being indoctrinated and mutilated by left-wing freaks and zealots. The senior ranks of our military have gone completely woke, and our military is suffering greatly. Biden has totally humiliated our nation on the world stage, starting with the Afghanistan disaster, perhaps the most embarrassing event in the history of our country. It meant so much to our enemies when they watched that horrible retreat. Russia is teaming up with China. Iran is days away from a nuclear bomb, not even thinkable. Ukraine has been devastated by an invasion.
All right, you need to stop tanning, man. Look at those eyes. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like you're looking like you're looking pretty charred. You're getting pretty leathery. Like he's not even Orange Man now. He's fucking Beef Jerky Man.
That would
Shoe
never,
leather.
ever have happened if I was president. And Joe Biden has led us.
Okay. Even if you're president, what are you gonna do about the petrodollar, homie? Like,
I know.
that's what I want to hear.
I actually just wrote down that the yuan overtook the dollar in becoming China's most used currency for cross-border transactions today.
Mm-hmm. So it's starting to get implemented. We're not going to be feeling it for a little while, but even if he gets in, like, what is he really going to do? Yeah, whatever. He's trying to be running too. We're not going to hear much of whatever. I'm not even trying to hear the rest of that because we're not going to hear much of solutions. You're just going to keep recapping the bullshit that we already know.
Did you hear the bump stocks are the bump stock ban is unconstitutional?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, I saw Austin's video on that.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I could find it. Oh yeah, let's go to that fucking that
I heard that snort a little bit. They're like, oh.
Let's go to that fucking schmuck who's trying to Mandela effect everybody in fucking real time. I'm so sick of these people trying to Mandela effect us. And like, you know, like we're gonna, and a lot of people will forget. A lot of people will forget. Where is that stupid?
No, what
I really hate this dude.
Gaslit.
I really do. Yeah, completely gaslit. And I hate that word. But this is.
But it's true. It's like definition.
The motherfucker is fucking unleaded.
Yeah. Justin Trudeau accused of rewriting history by claiming he'd never forced anyone to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
What was the truckers' protest then for? Besides just lockdowns, it was because of vaccines too.
Yeah. I hope this.
Well, they keep
plays
saying
everything.
you had a choice. That's all they keep saying is because you could either do it or lose your job or whatever else, because they don't want to fucking just admit that it was an ultimatum, which is force.
Yeah, they had it was like in Canada, like when you had to go on trains and stuff, you had to have your Vax card.
Mm-hmm.
And on
They had the whole
planes
Vax
and
app.
everything.
Yeah. I had that
Like
app
they did
over
in
there.
New York, they had Excelsior. In New York City, they had Excelsior. And
Yeah.
then
And they spent how much
I
on
don't
that?
remember what it was.
They spent
a
they spent
lot.
how much? How much? I think it was
Like
like $2 billion.
millions.
God,
Like $2 billion, something like that. And where's the money for the rest of that? I wonder where that money went. Bill de Blasio.
Right.
But first, Camp Mama said someone tried to show Squirrel Baby that they had a Barbie with hearing aids. He asked if she could hear before he asked if she could hear before from the mouth of babes.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Oh man.
That's so funny.
But yeah.
Responsibility was to keep as many Canadians alive as possible. And all of the scientists and the medical experts and the researchers, not just in Canada, but around the world, understood that vaccination was going to be the way through this. And therefore, while not forcing anyone to get vaccinated, I chose to make sure that all the incentives and all the protections were there to encourage Canadians to get vaccinated. And that's
Blackmail was
exactly
there.
what they did. We got vaccinated to a higher level than just about any other.
In other words, I was making sure the incentives were there, coercion, to make sure you get this shit, so it's not by force. Fucking fuck off, man.
You want a burger? These burgers and fries look delicious. These fries look delicious. You want one of these?
Yeah, I'm
How
not
about a
sure all what
TV?
they were doing. I was gonna say I'm not
Give
sure
you Bud
exactly
Light.
all what they were trying to offer up at. Yeah, get Bud Light.
I
don't
think that's
know.
what happened. Everybody was drinking, remember, because they were offering free drinks. I think everybody drank too much Bud Light.
Right. I wonder all what they were offering up there in Canada, because we already heard about all. They offered $1 million at one
Freedom.
point.
Yeah. Well,
They
no,
were
I
offering
think-
freedom in Canada.
There was also one doctor, I believe it was in Ohio, who offered a Tesla, right?
Damn.
In a lottery. If you got your vaccination, you were put into a lottery. It was a governor, sorry, or a mayor or somebody.
In Ohio?
That I believe it was Ohio.
Yeah,
it was
it
one
was
of the
a-
Midwestern.
Yeah, it was Ohio. It was a couple of them. It was Inslee. It was Governor Inslee.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
And they said they would put you in a lottery to win a fucking Tesla.
Oh no, that was
Got a vaccination.
Inslee was the $1 million that he was going to put you when you got your thing. You got entered into a lottery to win $1 million.
Yeah.
And people were going, so if you get $1 million, is that going to cover your medical costs?
Right.
When
yeah.
I want to see if he says it, because he says something else very interesting. Hold on, I forgot about this.
The other of our peer countries, and that's why we had a less deadly pandemic than most other countries.
Oh, they're not gonna have him say it.
Let me see if the Canadian government under Trudeau mandated the federal workers and cross-border truckers had to be vaccinated for coronavirus, sparking the furious trucker protest, like you said. But also, I forget, he said in it also that they knew there was going to be some kind of side effects to it.
Well,
But
he said we know that there's side effects with all vaccines or whatever. Like he just kind of shrugged it off.
Like it was like a flippant, like
Yeah,
did you know that? You idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
here-
the exact tone of it too. Like, oh, we all know that there's side effects with some of them. Like,
That's it.
fucking you, fucking asshole.
There are potential side effects of vaccines, and there are people who would have probably gotten very sick from vaccinations. While not forcing anyone to get vaccinations, I chose to make sure that all the incentives and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There are potential side effects for vaccines. Nobody was saying it. You weren't allowed to say that. You were getting demonetized and thrown off Twitter, Twitter and YouTube if you said, what about the side effects?
Yeah.
It's just, and they're doing it. They're rewriting history as we're going along right now, and it's sickening, man. It's really sickening because these idiots buy into it. And I say idiots because you're an idiot if you buy into the fact that you're going, well, nobody was forced to get a vaccine. No.
Yeah.
They were talking about literally not letting you out of your house. That idiot on CNN was telling people, well, we got to get them the vaccines in them now while we can't be dangling the carrot because it's not going to be too long. And now she's on TV. Well, she was on TV saying, well, my kid is now, being affected from it because, his learning is gotten stilted because, he couldn't find, no expressions from the masks. Yeah. Like everybody was saying for the past 2 years, 3 years.
Right. Yeah.
And she was the same person saying that if you're not vaccinated, you need to stay in your house and not go anywhere.
Yeah.
I hate that woman.
Well, and the craziest part is like
people.
Like I've heard a couple people say here lately is that like it's getting so crazy now to where people are still just going along or accepting his shit, but we can look up the fact that you're lying.
Yeah.
Like, we can look up the lies and
amnesty.
Yeah.
Shit.
Like I don't like how are we I don't know. How are we still just letting them all get away with it, and yet we can still just look and see that they're lying, like, and they're just still getting away with it.
It's like they're getting to the point, like, okay, so I was watching one of the committee hearings today about school closures or whatever, and one organization working with the CDC for things to keep schools closed or whatever. And the way that some people were talking was just like, listen, we knew we fucked up, but let's just like not talk about that.
Right.
Like, you just need to get over over it. You need to get over what happened. And it's like, whoa, no.
Yeah,
like,
no, bitch. I don't think so.
I got some like PTSD and shit from all this stuff. Anytime like I see a sign in the door that says you need to wear a mask to get into this place, I'm like, okay, well, I have to mentally prepare myself to get yelled at because I'm not doing that shit. Because that's what I had to go through for the past 2.5, 3 years. You know?
It gave me severe anxiety. It gave me severe anxiety from going into places with the mask on itself. I'm severely claustrophobic. And with that mask on, it gave me like anxiety of claustrophobia in it, and just everything just pressed down.
Yeah,
it was bad, man. It's like I'm feeling it right now. You know that feeling when you feel things like crawling under your skin and you can't get to it. That's the feeling I have, and I'm getting it right now. And it's like I want to punch through this table. That's how
It's the same feeling I saw that feeling that I had seeing that stupid doll.
Yeah.
I almost just had a panic attack.
I'm not gonna lie. I got lucky enough in my area though. Like I didn't have to do it very much, and I saw a couple areas to where I didn't like they weren't really mandating it, blah blah. So I didn't have to deal with it so much, but I would just see so many stupid people around here doing it.
Yeah, I have to tell real quick. So I was last year. I had my son because he's a year old now. So when I was pregnant with him, I was still living in New Jersey. And I had to go to the doctors all the time. I never wore a mask. I was like, I'm freaking pregnant. No. So I wore a face shield. So I'd wear a face shield at least.
Like one of the fucking like
just a shield. Like I
sandblasting shield. Like
absolutely. I thought with my kid's school, he wore a shield too. Everything. So I put mine on, and
you should have drew eyes on it or like glasses.
I swear it wasn't until I was in my 3rd trimester and I had been there for almost a year that one of the doctors came in and told me that I needed to wear a mask or because I was a danger to everyone in the office. Okay. And this is right as the CDC came out and said that you needed to wear the N95 masks because those are the more appropriate ones. And I looked at this doctor because I didn't give a shit anymore. I was like, so are you going to make sure that every single fucking person in that lobby and everyone that's working here is wearing an N95 mask? Because those cloth things don't do shit.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, it's just a danger. I'm like, okay. And then she went to go tell me, she's like, even my sister got the shot and boosted, and she still got COVID. And I laughed to myself.
Yeah, so that means she got duped.
So it doesn't work. So it doesn't work.
Sorry, your sister's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they're like, okay, well, if you're gonna come in, you have to be like the first of the day or the last, or the last one. I was like, that's what this is not a normal time for me to come in.
Right.
Like, okay. I was like, but I even went through the whole thing. I was like, you can look on the CDC website. I am compliant. So don't even fuck with me. So I'm sitting here 7 months pregnant, fighting with a doctor who would potentially be the one cutting me open to get my son out of me.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah. And that bitch was the person that I saw the day after my son came in. And she was like looking at, I couldn't. I was like, I can't. That shit is crazy.
But I just had this sent to me, and thinking about the two extremes of where you were and this, I don't get where people's fucking heads are. Rich just sent me this. Kelsey Metabourne, who mentored drag queen 11, sentenced to less than a year for child sex crimes.
Yeah.
What?
They were telling you at a doctor's office when you were pregnant that you were going to kill people, and they wanted to put people like us in jail.
In the office and their patients.
And this atrocity, 11 years old. A former Oregon elementary teacher and mentor of an 11-year-old drag queen was sentenced to 11 months in jail after being convicted of nearly a dozen felony child abuse crimes.
There should never be any sentence that involves the words 11-year-old drag queen. That's grooming. It's fucking ridiculous. I saw this.
Nearly a dozen. So that's like what? Okay, 10, 11 kids. So a month per child. That's it.
11 months. I think it was 11. Kelsey pleaded guilty to 11 counts of endangering child abuse in the first degree last month that she busted for uploading child porn online. Bourne, who worked at the Farmdale Ridge School District before the allegation surfaced last year, was also pictured in an Instagram post prior to her arrest with 11-year-old drag queen who she claims to be mentored as a drag mom. They should drag that mom.
Yeah. And
this is like what we were talking about with Kelly the day that Trump got indicted.
Mm-hmm.
Right. She was talking about that, how in California they let all those sex offenders go, and how they've loosened up the sentencing on those types of crimes over there. This is all on the West Coast. This is in Oregon.
Mm-hmm. I also cannot find any court records for this case either. Of course you can't. Of course you can't. And this is what pisses me off about when they say gun crime is down, or there's not a lot of because what they do is they change the crime. So let's see.
Well, they keep wondering why we say leave the kids alone. Well, here's another example.
So this one is encouraging child sex abuse in the first degree last month. So encouraging child sex abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even, it won't even be considered sexual assault of a child. So this is not even going to, be considered sexual assault. This is just encouraging child sex abuse in the first degree. And this is why I say, this is why I say all those stupid things are all those facts and everything on the database. So the gun crimes got is bullshit.
Bullshit.
It's bullshit because what they do. Well, that guy's not even. He wasn't even convicted of a gun crime. Did he have a gun? Yeah. Well, it wasn't violent crime. He was just selling drugs. Did he have a gun on him? Well, yeah. It's a violent crime then.
Right.
Just because they took it and they lowered it to endangering a minor, maybe, you know, it doesn't make it not what it was.
Right.
How many times you go in for a speeding ticket and they reduce it to reckless driving or something like that? Or they reduce it just a seatbelt ticket or something. Just as long as they get the court fees, they don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't care. They just want the money.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're sitting there and telling me, Alvin, my ADD goes sometimes. So when you're sitting there telling me that, you know, Trump is not above the law, and then you allow these fucking jerk-offs to do this? And what about Alec Baldwin?
Mm-hmm.
How about that one?
Oh, that fucker.
Yeah.
How about Alec Baldwin? No conviction.
Yep.
Wait,
he killed somebody.
Him and OJ are fucking high-fiving.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, on the Alec Baldwin thing, though, we got to keep an eye out, though, because apparently the reason why nothing went further is because new evidence came to light right before trial, which was really weird, is that the prosecutors, the people that they assigned to prosecute the case, didn't even get the assignment until the end of March of this year. And they're supposed to go to trial in May. How the fuck are they supposed to be able to, you know, prepare themselves for a big trial like this?
Right. In that short amount of time.
Mm-hmm. Nobody's above the law.
Something stinks. Fishy, fishy, fishy.
No one's above the law, though, right? Nobody's above the law. The Alec Baldwin killed somebody. Yeah. I'll go ahead. I'll say it. He shot somebody in the face, and the lady died. He killed somebody.
With the style of gun and all that shit, Brandon Herrera did a full episode on it on YouTube. Go check out Brandon Herrera, AK guy. He did an episode on it, and they actually asked him if they can use it during like the deposition and shit, like his findings, his evidence of it, because the style of gun or whatever cannot fire that bullet without like fully engaging, because even if it's like half cocked back, he proved that it won't like just slam forward and fire the bullet like Baldwin is saying and blah blah, all that bullshit. So yeah,
he had actual rounds in his belt.
Right. Well, but that's the thing though too, is who is checking it, so it kind of falls on the armorer also. So there was a lot of negligence, but nonetheless, he still fired the gun.
Yeah.
Right. Even if it's not like it's second degree manslaughter, still happened.
Mm-hmm.
Everything just seems a little fishy. He had it out with her. Everybody was talking about how they didn't like working for him. Everything was just going wrong. And then he caps her. And they had an argument and all this stuff. Like it just, once again, it just sounds a little too perfect to be a conspiracy theory. That he just, you know, it was the armor. Everyone said you have to check the gun yourself. You have to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just
Adam Baldwin, which is a very good Twitter follow, by the way. He's not one of the Baldwin brothers.
No.
Was talking about, because he was in the show Chuck and some other movie and a lot of other stuff. And he was even saying, no, like during this whole thing, you were taught from the beginning, you always check and double check when you're doing all that stuff, when you have scenes with firearms.
Yeah.
But the fact that Trump is on trial for supposedly paying a hooker $130,000. By the way, Paula Jones got $850,000 from the Clintons. The fact that he's on trial for that is ridiculous. and Alec Baldwin is getting away with murder.
Yeah. And the production of the movie is going on. It has picked back up.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, so they love fucking kids and shooting people. Fuck you. All he is. I really don't. One of the reasons why I bought all these movies is because I'm sick and tired of watching. I'm not watching any new shit. I really don't want to, even though a lot of these movies has a lot of back in the day when kids were getting tooled. Poor Corey Haim. God rest in peace, Corey Haim. Poor. Man. But look at this. Even what is it? Rich said E. Jean Carroll was on the stand in Trump's civil case today. Get this. She was asked if she's had sex since the incident in 1996. She said no. Very next question. Says she still sleeps with her ex-husband. She's just...
Wow.
Batty.
She's just old. They're all old people. Like, really? She hasn't had sex since 96? That's a long time. Cobwebs. There's cobwebs in there.
Yeah, for real.
It's just, we live in a wild, and I say it every week. It's just, every time you think it can't get wilder, it just does. Like Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson getting fired in the same day. But, and from what I hear, they have the same lawyer. So, like, if that doesn't tell you anything either, that they're not like the people in the White House or in the Senate or the Congress where they're just like, you know, yelling at each other and then shaking dicks at the end of the day. Because Democrat men have dicks, women have dicks. Anyway, yeah.
Well, I mean, but I was gonna say, at least, like, for one, I do out of the two, at least I respect Tucker a little bit more. I'll at least say that. But still, he knew that he peddled bullshit every once in a while too, and so I mean, they're just all fucking paid anyways. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Should I play the video of what happened today at the border hearing?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Because I think it goes in line a little bit of what we're talking about. It's like just a bunch of bullshit type of thing.
Yeah,
Scott, I already showed you. So
yeah. So we'll go through this one. We'll probably end up going out after this.
Yeah, I mean, we should then Sunday we should start digging into that trial though, because that woman is fucking insane. That woman is nuts. She's married 4 times, and every time she got divorced was just a coincidental. Weird. She was a hoe bag. She was hot though. She was hot, and then now she's just like, ugh.
Right?
But she was
her
straight
brother was
hoeing.
her fixer, man.
Her brother was more. Her brother
He was
fixed
like,
more
what?
than just things. Her brother sounds like her brother fixed her too.
I was thinking the same thing. Oh Lord. All right, we'll get into that case though, because it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so this
Sounds
is
good, Rich.
The House committee hearing on the border crisis. There's 4 people up there, 3 women, 1 man. The guy is on the Democrat side, I guess, and the other witnesses are more on like, hey, the border shit needs to be fixed, and the guy's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Everything's fucking fine. So anyway, this is Eric Swalwell's questioning. And we're talking about the border crisis and little kids getting raped and human trafficked, okay? Keep that in mind.
To testify. Ms. Rodriguez, were you at the Capitol on January 6th?
Was I at the Capitol?
Yes.
No, sir. I was on the premises outside of a reflection pond waving a flag.
So you were on the Capitol grounds?
I'm not sure if that's technically Capitol grounds. I was near the street.
Is this your tweet right behind me at 3:05 on January 6th, 2021?
I really do not know.
Are you at Secure Border TX?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you see that picture?
I can. Mm-hmm.
Did you go any farther than where you were in that picture?
No, sir.
Did you ever cross any police barricades on January 6th?
Not that I'm aware of.
Did you ever see any violence on January 6th?
No, I did not. I did see a red flare go up. I don't remember the time, but that was about it. I did not encounter any violence. As a matter of fact, it was quite peaceful. I was involved in some prayers the day before.
So January 6th, over 150 officers were injured. One lost an eye, one lost a finger, one lost a life, but you didn't see any violence.
No, sir, I did not. That was not my experience.
You agree, though, that violence against police officers took place that day?
Sir, I'm not quite sure what this has to do with the exploitation of children like the young girl who wore this band.
Sure. I guess you were called, you publicly tweeted this, the majority knew that you were on the Capitol grounds on January 6th. And so, your credibility is, just as every witness, including the Democratic witness, is fair grounds for questioning. And so I guess my question is, you are aware that violence took place at the Capitol on January 6th.
That's what the media says.
Okay. Do you believe the media?
Inherently, I
No,
do
about
not.
January 6th.
About January 6th, I can only go by my personal experience. And I absolutely, if waving a flag and praying outside of the Supreme Court and standing outside waving a flag on public property is a crime, I'm not quite, again, I'm really not sure what relevance. We have children that are being raped using our taxpayer dollars.
there were
I'm
not
not
waving-
quite sure what this has to do with me waving a flag has to do with.
You were among a crowd that did commit violence. And my question for you is,
Such a pencil
I
neck.
accept your word.
Yeah.
You're not committing violence.
This
that day. You didn't see
motherfucker with the
violence.
gall to question
Certainly,
credibility.
It's not a lie. It's not made up that 150
I
officers
know.
were injured. But my question is, to your credibility, will you condemn the violence that took place against the
Absolutely.
officers that day?
I absolutely condemn any violence, including the violence that is occurring at our southern border using our taxpayer dollars. Absolutely.
Okay. And did you tell the majority before they invited you here that you had participated on the Capitol grounds on January 6th?
He's such a
Did I tell the
penis.
majority that I
Yeah.
waved a flag on?
Did they know that
Public
you
grounds?
had been at the Capitol on
That
January?
was not a question that I was asked. No, sir.
And as it relates to January 6th, you also posted a tweet that encouraged people to
Okay.
attend that day and, quote, fight for Trump. Do you remember writing on January 1, 2021?
All right, so I'm going to
over a
fast
million
forward
patriots-
just a little bit.
Yeah.
January 7 was when you tweeted about
Mr.
people.
Nels. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Rodriguez, I apologize that you had to, you're here for a hearing on the border. They don't want to talk about a border. Mr. Swalwell is down there. Obviously, everybody knows he's made some comments. He's got a checkered past. He's alleged
I'm sorry,
relationships.
a checkered past? I would ask.
It's my time.
Mr.
Alleged affairs,
Checkered
relationships
past?
with
No,
with
sir,
Yum
you don't
Yum.
get to say that shit. That's
He
not
had
true.
alleged relationships with
And-
Yum Yum.
Yes,
Now-
yes, the gentleman's words be taken down.
You don't get to say
Mr.
that.
Chairman,
Kyle.
Yes, the
we ask that
gentleman's
the
words be taken down. It's guessing slur on another member.
That is-
I am here.
He's making.
I asked the words.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Well, I want to
just
play
have-
that again. I want to hear him say that. You don't get to say that shit.
Yeah, he did say that, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on.
I thought he said you
Okay.
didn't get to say that shit. I didn't know if he
Yeah.
said stuff or.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
That is hilarious. And dude, just for the the sheer fact of that motherfucker questioning any sort of credibility after sleeping with a Chinese spy, like, get the fuck out of here.
He's just as corrupt as his fucking aunt, Nancy Pelosi.
Mhm.
His aunt. Or is that Gavin Newsom? Is his
No,
aunt?
Gavin Newsom.
That's Newsom. Yeah, Newsolini.
Yeah, they're through marriage. So
Yeah.
yeah, hold on here.
Having an affair with Yum
Okay.
Yum.
You have a checkered past. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. Oh, you know what that means,
Hey,
kid.
we all know what it means, finger boy. You like to
Right.
be played like a fucking lute there, pal. We know what her trigger finger was doing.
You don't get to say that shit. He really did say that.
Did he?
Yeah.
You don't get to say that shit.
Oh, that's funny.
And then and he keeps saying that, oh, I took it off. You weren't listening to it.
No, it's no good. Don't worry, we know what's going on. No,
I was like strumming through the video. I'm like, y'all can't hear this? Like, what's good?
You guys don't find it as funny as I do? No, Jack, because we can't hear it.
Oh my god. You said, did you want me to play it again? Of
Yeah,
him
play it
saying
again.
that?
Yeah, yeah. Do it.
Doing it live.
Fuck it. Let's do it live.
Oh my god. All right, here we go.
January 7 was when you tweeted about
Mr.
people.
Nels. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Rodriguez, I apologize that you had to, you're here for a hearing on the border. They don't want to talk about a border. Mr. Swalwell is down there. Obviously, everybody knows he's made some comments. He's got a checkered past. He's alleged
I'm sorry, I have
relationships.
a checkered past. I would ask.
It's my time. Alleged affairs,
Checkered
relationships
past.
with
No.
with
Sir,
Yum
you don't
Yum.
get to say that shit. That's
He
not
had
true.
alleged relationships with Yum.
I asked the gentleman's words to be taken down.
You don't get to say
Mr.
that.
Chairman,
Yes,
we
the
asked
gentleman's
the
words to be taken down.
You
Okay.
don't get to say that shit.
He did say it. You don't
We
get to
have
say that shit.
we have divulged into idiocracy.
Yeah.
It really, and it's on both sides when they're just swearing in Congress now and they're just saying whatever they want to say.
At least it's a little more entertaining because I kind of like that that parliamentary attitude in some of the other countries where they like start yelling at each other and shit. Like
Calling
we
each other
kinda need that.
wankers and everything. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
we kind of need that right now.
Fight Club.
Right?
Fight Club.
Yeah, political fight club.
Dude, you know what I'd pay to watch AOC versus MTG?
Oh, that would be
Oh
hilarious.
shit.
Dude, the 3-letter bitches? Like, could you imagine?
And then RBG comes out of the grave.
Oh my god, like the Undertaker. Did you see the fires on the sides of the ring? Dude, I would pay so much.
I'm sorry.
No. I would pay so much to watch that fight and just watch Swalwell and like Byron Donald go at it. Oh,
Right.
he would take a pounding. Oh man, I would love to. And just let's see, and Macy versus Cicilline. Thomas Massey versus David Cicilline.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my! I would put the best card together for a boxing match or a fight between these people. It would be amazing. I would put who's the short girl from Colorado?
Boebert.
Lauren Boebert versus who's Baldy Magoo?
Ilhan Omar.
We could put her. Yeah. The girl from New York.
Kelly?
The bald. No. Oh, Kelly Porter versus Kelly Porter versus whatchamacallit? The lady from I think it's from Louisville or Louisville. Dude, I want to put this. I'm going to put this card together. I'm going to put this card together and put it up because I would
you need to
love.
make it like a. We need to do just a a voting tournament. Like
Yeah,
put
we
the
could.
card up in a bracket, and then
yeah.
have votes on it and see who eventually comes out the winner.
I will put it up on
March
Twitter.
Madness.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
my
man.
god.
This is Party Political
gotta
Fight
think
Club.
Right? It's like celebrity death match, man.
It would. Yeah. BPFC. That's what we're gonna call it. BPFC.
Hell yeah.
I would love to just see them just because they want to listen. Either they want to fight each other, or they want to fuck each other. Apparently, because the tension between all of them is just insane. It's insane.
Mhm.
You know, you got people screaming at each other, yelling. Look, I mean, you can't say that shit. Like, and nobody's there. This is oh my god, to go off again. This is a problem with that affects the entire fucking nation, and there's 8 congressmen there.
Mhm.
That's it.
Mhm.
That's it. There's 8 congressmen there, and this is a problem that's costing everyday American money. This is causing people who come here legally money. This is causing an issue with people coming in from other countries that aren't even just from Mexico. We played that clip the other week about the guys from Venezuela coming up and complaining about their hotel. You know, these people are coming in from everywhere, and it's affecting our country in not such a great way. And there's 8, and there's kids being raped. There's kids being trafficked. There's people paying money for this shit, and there's 8 fucking congressmen out of 400 and something sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
It's infuriating. Yeah. It's infuriating. And if you're not mad about this, then you don't care about your tax dollars. Yeah. Once again, you shouldn't pay if they're gonna if there's gonna be 8 people for a whole hearing. What am I paying for? What am I paying federal taxes for?
Right.
For everybody to sit at home and do things through Zoom, or go here, go. Oh, I got this committee meeting. Oh, it's a good committee meeting. Maybe we have too many fucking committees.
Yeah.
And it's just enraging. It's so enraging that this is where our money is going to. And these motherfuckers take every penny they can and then they ship it to another country. And then, and then we get it. We need a pay raise. We're going to sit at home and, and tell everybody else to sit at home. But then I'm going to go here and have dinner. But I need a pay raise. Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got it. I couldn't say anymore. No, agreed.
It's just enraging.
Yeah, I will say though, I'm glad he fucking called him out for yum yum as he called her.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
But okay, I don't want to get you even more pissed off, but hold on. There's just one more thing because it goes with the whole border crisis situation. So apparently Obama, Bush, and Clinton, they started their own NGO, and they're sending migrants all over the United States from Cuba, Haiti, Venezuela, Ukraine, and Nicaragua. So this is a new thing. Their NGO is called Miles, the number 4 Migrants. And they're working with welcome.us.
I thought it was Nubian Gay Organization.
Why are you gay?
So.
We don't allow gay here.
That's Uganda. If you've not seen those walls over there.
Yeah, that I think I want to know where that video is from. It might have been there, but there was that interview where he came on the news station and it was like a gay rights activist, and that was the first thing he said, like after introducing her, he was like, so why are you gay? That was like the weirdest interview.
That's a great way to start an interview. So why are you gay? Huh? Rich just sent me this. Oh shoot. Shit. Nope. Let's try to get a laugher. Carol's counsel. I'm sorry to ask this, but have you had sex since? Carol, no. I have a public persona, then a private self that can't admit out loud voice breaks that there's been any suffering. Counsel, may I approach? Tissues, thank you. I project myself as an invincible. I tell my correspondents, you can do it. The private E-gene is not like that. Counsel, prior to the assault, had you been extended times you didn't date? No. I loved living in New York, going out. How old are you? 52? 52?
She's only 52?
If there's any other reason you don't have had sex since, no, 52 is a great age. Have you given interviews? Did you say there may have been another reason? Specific, please, and slow. Do you recall saying that age may have played a role in you not finding a romantic connection? May I see it? What? She's talking to the judge. Hey, big boy, you want to pull it out? Let's see. Let me ask you in a different way. Do you recall saying age may have played a factor? Yes. Did you use dating apps? I mostly viewed them as competition since I own 2 dating apps, but I try. She owns 2 dating apps?
What? Hold. This makes no sense.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But I tried to. I admitted. Did you find anyone? No, my friends at Esquire set me up with the perfect man, but I made it not work. She's nuts. She's nuts.
Yeah. Crazy person.
Yeah. She's nuts.
She's bipolar Barbie.
Oh my
And full circle.
Yeah, and full circle.
Good like me. Hey.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. And on that note, kids, go out with the cigarette lady voice.
Would you like some pancakes and maple syrup?
I just think of a lady in a diner. You want some pancakes, sweetheart?
Yeah, Yeah.
All right, folks. With that, that's another Wednesday in the bag. Dude, next month is 1 year.
Yeah.
Is 1 year we've been doing this. It sounded. I listened to that podcast with Aaron, and it just sounded weird. You without me, just sounded weird.
Oh, yeah.
You by yourself. But with that, folks, you can catch me on TikTok at Midwest Troublemaker, making trouble wherever I go. On Dive Bar News, Instagram, Midwest Troublemaker, Dive Bar News, same thing. Business Party Network on all that stuff. We had links in bio. I don't know. I got a headache. That made me angry. I'm just so mad. I'm so mad about that, man. It pisses me off. Jackie, bring us all back up. Make us all happy again.
Okay. Well, you can find me on Twitter and TikTok at Suburban Mama MOMMA #1 Suburban Mama 1 and on Truth Social at Suburban Mama and on Rumble for the 2 Jacks 1 Scotch podcast that drops every Friday.
Yeah.
On Rumble.
Yep.
Sweet.
And catch me at Scott_Craiglow on TikTok and Instagram, Business Party Podcast on Instagram. And that's it for the social medias. You've heard it enough. So on that note, you will catch us on Sunday and fuck the moon. We're going to Uranus.
Yes.
Woo! All right. Have a good night, people. Yeah.